Greetings, brothers and sisters. Another Hollywood celebrities dropping like flies.
They're dropping like flies.
Listen, people are dropping like flies out there.
I am
Boop.
stop.
We're dropping like flies around here.
We're dropping like flies here. Jeez, sir, 2 more just went down. Dropping like flies.
Too many people around here been dropping like flies already, and where's that getting us, huh? Nowhere. Fast.
Biden's being Biden's being an extremist.
Crush that fly.
I feel better today for you, those of you who watch my video on my other channel about the thing I had with the back spasm. I feel like it was definitely a back spasm because my neck and my shoulders were tight all yesterday, and I worked on relaxing them and getting that dealt with. But then I got a migraine, an aura, which an aura is it's some sort of, I don't know, it's a pre-migraine condition that the first time I got a migraine I was 14 years old, and I had fallen off of a homemade zip line me and my buddy made. Totally not safe. And I got a concussion, and I woke up in the hospital, and then I started smoking pot. So I don't know if it was a combination of those things. But one day the following year, I was walking through school. So I was 15, I think then. It was either the end of my freshman year or probably my end of my freshman year, following year. So I was 14. And the lights I couldn't see right. My visual field was messed up. And you get these sort of zigzaggy lines, and there's just something there that's messing with your vision. And I used to get those auras before a migraine. And I don't know the last time I got one. I think I probably mentioned it here. I don't get the migraine so much. I don't get really a bad headache when I get the aura now. My dad said he saw the same things. He had it, but he never got the migraine from it afterwards. But it's a weird feeling. Like, it just feels weird to have it. I think it has something to do with the gut as well. And so I was just a little bit off the last couple of days. I did a lot of extra work. Sometimes I've just entered this phase in my life where I'm, my body glitches out occasionally, and, you get older and everything doesn't work the way it did. And, these are problems I've had before, but now it's harder to recover from them. But anyways, I feel, better, optimistic about it. Like having, I don't think it's a heart-related issue, but, it's something there. But anyways, let's get into the dropping like fly stuff. Okay, so I was covering this the other day, last on my other channel 2 days ago, when Jojo Magoo just made a complete, he's really fallen apart mentally. And he was LSU basketball star Samaya Smith collapses during Biden White House speech. I talked about how they used to, and it didn't seem like this was one of those things, where they used to, let me show you the collapse. I have the video here somewhere.
Showing up in person, watching on television, creating more programming and sponsors and scholarships and sponsors.
So this is him talking about how great women are, in a way where men suck, right? He went into it different levels.
Sponsorships and opportunities for millions of women and girls to realize their dreams and know they can do literally anything at all.
Not literally. Can they fly? Not in a plane. Can they fly, without the use of a mechanical device? Can they disappear? Can they live forever? So many things, right? Can they jump 100 feet? Can they dunk a basketball, right? So all these things, right? It's just something people say, but you can't do anything. There are limits to what you can do in your physical body. And, everybody should know that.
I always tell our daughters, our granddaughters, they can do anything at all. Anything any man
So this woman starts seeing something happening here.
can do.
And then this blacks out here a bunch of times.
America's all about possibilities.
This guy.
That's what this team is about. Incredible athletes redefining what's possible. And one more thing. We're hosting UConn's men's basketball team
They're starting to look over here.
later today. And they're the men's champs.
And so she passed out. They used to do this thing, and I've lost the clip, and I couldn't find it on my channel, unfortunately, which sucks. But it was Obama, and then Hillary Clinton. Trump did it as well. Rick Santorum. Probably 3 or 4 other politicians, I can't remember. And they'd be giving a speech, and somebody would pass out. And Obama was the worst because a woman passed out right behind him. He did like 3 or 4 times. And then the speaker would say, oh, you need some water, everything's going to be okay. And they would take command of the situation. Clearly, this isn't staged or he's just blowing it. He does say something about water here.
Folks, it's okay.
So that's what he's supposed to do. So I don't know if this was staged. It doesn't seem like it was, but it could be.
Forget.
She looks like he doesn't know what to do here.
Want some water?
Want some water? No, you're gonna throw. She's way over here. Just throw the water bottle at her. But that's what they always say. Do you want some water? You know, and then it's like they want to show you they're in command of the situation. It's been done over and over again. Like, it's been done so much, it's embarrassing. Like I said, Trump did it, and Republicans have done it. Democrats do it. But then he just sort of loses it. Like, he's just lost focus here. Like, he's just so clueless. And so, like, maybe he thinks it's a staged event, but he's not sure. He's not in on it. Because usually he would offer water, and you're supposed to take command of the room. And so, yeah, I think it's an organic event, not maybe, what. I mean, people are just passing out all the time now. But here it was. And he's just, look at him, the creep keeper mullet, and he's just confused. This guy over here, this little dude. And all these people, he just looks so confused. Like he's just gone, like there's nobody home. Trying to deal with this thing. What's happening? And then eventually they cut over to where she is. Here. This over here. She's laying down on the ground here. But I think Biden thought it was a stage thing, but it wasn't. And then, hilarity ensued. Okay, so I decided to re-put together my original compilation because it'll be better quality. I have better equipment. It'll just be better. But this is a compilation of this political stunt, and you can see it's a stunt because it's done over and over again. At the end, I'll explain how and why it happened. But this is the compilation. Let's start here with Obama. He did it a lot, and he sort of perfected it.
I'm sorry, what's going on? Somebody's not feeling good? All right. Why don't we have, we can get our doctors back there to help out. Somebody want to go to my doctor's office and just have them? All right. Where was I? Can somebody help out, please, and get Doc Jackson in here? Somebody grabbing our doctor? Of course. In the meantime, just give her a little room.
So there's a command of the room, right? There's a being compassionate.
You guys know where the doctor's office is? Just go through the palm doors. It's right next to the map room. There he is. All right, there's Doc Jackson. He's all right.
But this is a more famous one. There is a young woman behind him who's pregnant, no less.
She says, want to let you know, the woman, you heard the applause, she's okay. Her name
She's
is
okay. Obama saved her. She's okay. Bill Clinton started this.
The banks have $1.8 trillion in cash. We got plenty of money to put this country to work. We need a doctor here. This lady fainted in the heat.
It's diagnosing her, taking control.
Let's give her some water. It's hot out here.
Water. That's a big thing. Water's a big thing, they say.
Is there a doctor here? All right, we got a doctor. There's nothing the rest of you can do, so pay attention to me. You'll just get in the way. She'll be fine. Believe me, at my age, it's...
She didn't have a cardiac arrest or just, anything like that. She'll be fine.
Rarely does a lady faint on me.
Trump got into the action several times.
Is there a doctor in the house, please? Doctor?
Is there a doctor anywhere? Doctor?
Doctor.
So they start singing Amazing Grace. Look at him. Look at this dork. Look at this fish boy having an effer. Fish boy.
You don't need, Mr. President, you don't need North Carolina, the 9th District. You got someone, all right. Got someone heated over here. Give them some space.
A doctor in the house, please. Doctor, please.
Look at him take control. Look at that. He's such a compassionate, take control guy.
Doctor in the house, thank you.
Is there a doctor? Doctor in the house? Get him some water.
Hatred in our heart. Could we have a doctor, please? A doctor. A doctor, please. Thank you. A doctor, thank you. Thank you, doctor. Thank you. It is about 100 degrees in here, folks. So
it's so hot. It's just hot, and people are passing out left and right.
It's about rallying when things go wrong. She's okay. It's okay. That happens to a lot of people who have to stand up for a long time.
Standing up. If you have to stand up for a long time, you fade. It's just fact.
We need one of our medics here. We've got a young girl who fainted. But it happens all the time. She's going to be okay. Sometimes standing up. If anybody is starting to feel tired, standing up, bend your knees and eat your breakfast and lunch. You okay? Make sure she's okay too, right here. Right here. Everybody else feeling okay? Are y'all still fired up and ready to go?
There you go. Rick Santorum.
Country before government decided that it had to start taking from those. Oh. Sorry, we have someone who's, I think the heat has got to them. So make sure if there's any emergency personnel that can get here, I want to make sure that this person gets some help.
Taking control. Being compassionate.
Hand that down.
Give water. Give a water bottle.
You okay? Just tell us he's okay. Chair? Maybe get a chair? Right here.
Give him a chair. Get a water bottle and a chair. They just happen to have a chair and a water bottle there. Go in the audience. Make sure she's okay. This is, yeah, it's not staged at all. This is just, it just happens. Woo! So compassionate, such a good guy.
I am struck by how many young people. There's somebody fainted.
Did somebody faint?
Somebody fainted over there.
Over there, did somebody faint?
Can we get them some water, some help?
Water and some help, a doctor perhaps?
Okay. Get somebody over there. So let me know if you need any. Is there somebody here who can help? We want to make sure that we take care of the lady who fainted.
Woo.
I thought it was the talk of Republicans that might have done it.
Good joke. So there's always a thing, right? There's a joke. It's too hot. Happens. Person's going to be okay. Get him some water. Get him a doctor. So here's 3 more times Obama. And so that's a total of 5 I found right off the bat. There's probably many more out there.
To be back in New Hampshire. Oh, okay. We'll be all right. They probably were just standing too long. Just give them a little space.
They'll be all right, reassuring you, and then telling you what happened. They're probably just standing too long, so they decided to pass out. You know, I mean, when you're standing forever, eventually you're just going to pass out. That's what happens. Everyone has a certain level of time, and especially if it's hot, you stand and then you pass out.
Where's our EMS folks?
Get the doctor.
They'll be okay. Just give them a little space.
Give them space. That's space.
This happens sometimes. You guys been here a while after the magging? Well, no, you have to eat ahead of time.
You got to eat. You got to eat some food.
Keep your blood sugar up.
Boom. Keep your blood sugar up.
We got somebody over there? Jordan? Right in the middle. Here we go. Here's our guy.
Boom. He looks a little bit like deer in headlights, like Jojo Magoo.
I'm sorry, what's going on? Somebody's not feeling good?
Does not feel somebody.
All right. Why don't we can get our doctors back there to help out. Somebody want to go to my doctor's office and just
taking control here.
Like somebody might have fainted up here. If we got some of the EMS,
somebody fainted.
Buddy, don't worry about. Folks do this all the time.
They do it all the time. I know. They just didn't die. They just didn't have cardiac arrest. They didn't have a heart attack. They didn't have a stroke. Just it happens. They're going to be fine.
Meetings. I mean, you always got to eat before you stand for a long time. That's a little tip, but they'll be okay. Just make sure that give them a little room.
You know, clear it out. 6 feet of space. Leave them in the middle, laying on the floor. They'll be fine.
All right, everybody all right?
Everybody all right. Let's get going again. I don't want to rush things. We're in no rush. Take our time. Let's make sure everyone knows how compassionate and great I am.
And they're the men's champs. A lot of standing. Folks, it's okay. Forget. Want some water?
Want some water? No, you're going to throw it. She's way over here. Just throw the water bottle at her. But then he just sort of loses it. Like he's just lost focus here. Like he's just so clueless. And so, like, maybe he thinks it's a staged event, but he's not sure. He's not in on it. Because usually he would offer water. And you're supposed to take command of the room. And Jojo Magoo just sucks so much worse than all the rest of them, right? Just shows you how incompetent. Like, he can't even pull this staged. I mean, this posing, these posers. He can't even pull this off. So this happened probably organically at an event. And then they saw it hit. It was a big hit. It made the person look like they were in control. Oftentimes it was when they were talking about healthcare. If you see the full speeches, healthcare was involved. There's probably, I've seen probably 10 or more of Obama doing it. You see Trump's done at least 3 times, probably more. There's a couple more with Hillary. And the first person I know who did it was Clinton. But there's other politicians, I'm forgetting them, I think. And, there's just been all these different, it's a thing they do. And it shows the person being compassionate. It shows them being competent, right? And just looking at the bigger picture, humanizing them, taking control, right? You hear the people applauding. The Obama one where the woman fainted right behind him, and he turned around to catch her, like that was the creme de la creme. But it's just political theater, and it's just so bad, right? It shows you just how fake it is. And you can say, well, Trump, they're all fake except for Trump's, right? And these are, people who are willing to pose and act. These are posers and actors, right? This is just posturing and posing. And it's something they do to fool you, the audience member, into believing something about them that isn't true, that they care about you, and they don't, right? It's just a bunch of posers. Okay, so that took a different turn, a little bit more time than I anticipated, but now we have that compilation. I can go to it in future videos. Do you work well under pressure? Yes, I do. Great, because we fabricate urgency through poor management, uneven distribution of duties, an inflated sense of self for upper management. Somebody sent me that.
Set sail off the coast of Spain, disrupted by killer whales, also known as orcas, slamming themselves into this 66-foot sailboat.
Yeah.
The pod of orcas destroying the rudder, piercing the hull, water rushing on board. One sailor calling it quite terrifying. The crew doing their best to scare the orcas away, and...
All right, so I covered this a little bit. The orcas are now massing a revolt, and they're smart, and they're the ocean's apex predator, and boats aren't very well built for this kind of thing. So that's happening as well. U.S. soldier 20 dead after rollover accident in Kuwait. There are no words. Like, they're still in Kuwait doing this stuff, right? A lot of these kind of things happen in military. The military deaths go up even before war when they're mobilizing and they're doing more extensive trainings. That's when you know that they're planning for a war. Funeral procession to be held today for Georgia deputy who drowned while doing yard work. He was 50. His lawnmower overturned into a creek bed. That just sounds like stupidity there. Rapper dies of cardiac arrest. Doc Todd was 38. George Michael Todd was a U.S. Navy veteran who served in Afghanistan and made his life's mission to help other veterans through music recorded under names of Mike and Doc Todd as he died. He has died. He was 38. Sudden cardiac death. So this happened. One of my viewers sent me this. This is some old lady doing something I assume is supposed to be sexy. And she's eating a cherry there. That's something you can't unsee. Belarus official. West left us no choice but to deploy nuclear arms. Western countries left Belarus no choice but to deploy Russian tactical nuclear weapons and had better take heed not to cross red lines on key strategic issues, a senior Belarusian official has quoted as saying on Sunday. So we're just, we're edging towards the inevitable nuclear war. All right, so this is, someone sent me this from, I believe, Ireland. This is Great Britain. And it's like the hammer guy.
You've got to...
What? Boop, boop. Off, I'm on live telly. Boop. Off out of it. Stay out of my office. I want to fucking hell. Boop. God, you little twat. Sorry.
He's Father of the Year material.
Come on, Stone. Come on, boy.
Do it. You can do it. Pull through. Don't go into the light. Stay away from the light.
You got it. You get in there, boy. You get
All
there,
right,
boy.
all right. Come on.
Come on. Let it go. Come on. You got it, Stone.
Even dogs are dropping like flies. Indian official drains reservoir to retrieve phone dropped while taking selfie. This is everything I know about India right here. I spent, I've gone there 6-7 times. I spent probably a total of like 3.5 years total in India. And this is what India does. Selfies and misuse of resources, then getting busted and shame. It's all right there. Marcia Gay Hardon says all 3 of her adult kids identify as queer. I mean, she's batting 1,000 there. What are the odds that a A or B list celebrity who raises their kids in Hollywood would have 1,000% batting average when it comes to kids who are identifying as queer. Congratulations, Marcia Gay. So as it turns out, some guy from YouTube just randomly called me not for Google Ads. He actually put together a pretty competent campaign for what they have to offer. And I think it would work if they could get the demographics right. So I'll cover this tomorrow on my other channel, but I was going to do a little bit more here, but the whole thing got a little bit hijacked by the whole, I did the compilation stuff. But, there's always 2 days from now or whenever. Only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely reporting from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.